Hello, my bump, bruised, and blessed family. For those of you that have been with me, I love and appreciate you all. For anyone that's new, welcome to the family. Please subscribe so you know when I put up new stuff. Try to do it every Sunday. Check out my new book, everyone. It's on Amazon.com as well as BarnesandNoble.com. I am so proud of it. It was a long time coming. I think there's something for everyone. Cartoons. I integrate my psychological education, my background, with my personal experiences. My name is Michelle, for anyone that's new here. I have my master's, bachelor's in psychology, and I was raised in a dysfunctional unit with a narcissistic mother, an enabling henchman father, and a golden boy, flying monkey, older brother. Then there was me, the youngest, only daughter, the black sheep, scapegoat for everyone, and I did cut contact, went no contact, August of 2019. Love it, loving it, loving life. So, the topic I'm talking about today is, it's so, heartwarming, but it's also devastating, as I mentioned, because it's like you get this knowledge, and it's like, aha! It's like the validation is awesome. It's priceless, because you were made to believe that you're crazy all this time, all these years, but then you realize, oh my goodness, I had a parent that didn't love me and treated me like garbage, or a partner that was narcissistic. It stinks. It hurts. There's just nothing good about it. But at the end of the day, always remember they did this, not us. So the topic I'm talking about is, if you are fortunate enough to be a parent. Joe and I are blessed, my husband, to be parents. We have Joey passed. That's our son in the background. He passed in 2013. We have two beautiful daughters. They are 10 and 11 right now. Mandy's going to be 12 in July, but 10 and 11. And it's such a blessing to be a mother. I am so grateful with all my heart. But even if you don't have kids, man, just being around them. Maybe you have friends that have kids. Maybe you just have family that has kids. Anything. And if none of that applies, go to the park. Sit on a bench and watch kids play. It is so healing. I don't want to sound creepy, but it's so healing. There's nothing more beautiful and perfect than children. They are animals, maybe, I guess. Animals and kids are the salt of the earth. They're the good in this world. So I'm realizing, I am so grateful, to be a cycle breaker. It's an agonizing, brutal process. But once you do it, man, it's you can't go back. You couldn't go back if you tried. You were never a part of it to begin with. You always stood out. There was something different about you, something inside of you that resisted it. So being a parent now and having these incredible children, and Joe has the same mentality that I do, it's such an honor and a blessing to be their parents. And when children receive what they need, love and support, sky's the limit, right? I'd say as well, Joe and I are kind of at the sweet spot right now. Our kids are still kids. They're still in our home, under our roof, but they're developing into independent little people. They have their own little personalities, and it is awesome. It's so awesome. They're so fun. They tell jokes. They have little senses of humor. It's so cool. It's fun. But when you watch kids, or when kids interact with each other, we have this little neighborhood gang of kids, which is also awesome. I hear them laughing and playing with each other, and it's just, oh my goodness. It's I realized that this is what inspired this video, to be honest. It's like, I realized, like, wow, like, this brings me so much joy and happiness and just warms my heart to watch these kids having so much fun and not a care in the world, and they're a riot, like, when they get together and they just have a good time. It's awesome. So I realized, like, wow, I guess I'm, like, vicariously getting my childhood back, essentially, in a way. Like, we were robbed of our childhoods, whether your parentified you or just, I love Gabor Mate, I always bring him up. He says that trauma not only comes from specific incidents that occurred in your life, it can also come from the absence of things that you needed, such as basic human needs like love and nurturing. I know you guys probably all heard about the study. Babies need to be held. Babies that were not held. Terrible study, but if you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's like kids need to be held and they need to be loved and they need to be acknowledged. Two things that we need as human beings. We need to be authentic to who we are, and we need to be seen and valued and appreciated. When you have a parent, your own parent isn't doing that, it's devastating. Like, the formative years in our childhood, that's like sets the tone for the entire rest of your life. It's like there's two things in this world: your relationship with yourself and your interpersonal relationships with other people. And your formative years are when you learn the patterns of dealing with your own self-perception as well as the dynamics between you and other people. When you have a parent that's always tearing you down, treating you like garbage, implanting toxic beliefs into your head, it's going to take the rest of your life to undo it. And that's why we're here. And God bless us all for taking on this challenge. It's not easy. It's absolutely worth it. You're worth it. So, but back to like the kid thing. Watching kids is so good for the soul. It's so healing. And the light that they have inside of them, it's incredible. And it hurts my heart to know that when I was a little kid that I was, being ridiculed, bullied by my own father, in an effort to entertain the narcissistic woman that he venerated every day, all the time. She could do no wrong. But that's the thing with the toxic duo as well. Another topic, but these people cling to each other to normalize their dysfunction. Again, they'll misuse the word love. They'll do it because they're protecting their egos, which are so fragile, and their whole narcissistic personality disorder. But being a parent, you look at your own children and you just love them through and through. You feel nothing but nurturing and affinity for them, and you just want to love them and protect them. And we didn't have that when we were growing up, and it's really hard. But reparenting yourself is something that we have to do in order to recover from this. Reparenting yourself, it feels silly, right? Because you were always treated like an adult from the jump. You were never allowed to be a kid. But I promise you, it's worth it. It's like, just be kind to yourself. Start there. That's like, acknowledge your emotions, your feelings. I'm still trying to do this myself. You have to give yourself space to express yourself, to feel whatever the flip you feel, man. If you're mad, if you're happy, if you're sad, let it fly. And I know a lot of us are empaths. You just have that sensitivity. that, of course, narcissists can't relate to. But, like, children all start out this way, you know? Children are all the best stuff, you know, just good-hearted and the best intentions. Anyway, you guys, so reparent yourself. Drink in whatever you can where there's kids around. They're your own children that you love and appreciate, or total strangers. Just go sit on a park bench and watch kids in the park. And grieve for the childhood that you lost. But also know that you're breaking the cycle, and there's nothing better than that. That's a huge accomplishment. A lot to be proud of. So, I love you all. Please like, subscribe, and share. Check out my new book. It's super awesome. I am so proud of it. And I love you all. We're all in this together.